Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to build a professional framework for futures trading. We'll be focusing on disciplined strategy and, most importantly, the rules you need to know to preserve your capital.
All right, let's kick things off with the single most important rule that's going to guide everything else we do. See, your main job as a trader isn't chasing huge gains, it's protecting the money you already have. That mindset right there is the difference between a professional and a gambler. So here's our game plan. We'll start with that number one rule we just mentioned, then we'll get our trading environment set up properly. After that, we'll dive deep into managing risk, walk through how to actually execute a trade, and we'll finish up with a pretty cool entry strategy that the pros use.
Okay, let's really dig into this. And I want to be clear, this isn't just a friendly tip. It's the core principle that's going to keep you in the game long enough to actually see success.
You know, it's so easy to get wiped out chasing that lottery ticket win. People want to turn $100 into 1,000, but what almost always happens is they just lose that $100. We're going to focus on a method that's sustainable, one that prioritizes consistency and safety way over some reckless gamble.
Right. Before we even think about placing a single trade, we've got to understand how our money is organized. This is a super simple but absolutely non-negotiable step for managing risk.
It is so important that you get this separation. Think of your spot wallet as your long-term savings account. It's totally firewalled off from your futures wallet. So if a trade goes bad in your futures account, it can never, ever touch the assets you're holding in spot. They are two completely different battlefields.
And moving money into your trading arena is a piece of cake. From your spot wallet, you just hit transfer, make sure you're sending it to your USDM futures account, decide exactly how much capital you're willing to put in play, and confirm. Simple as that.
Okay, now we're getting into the engine room of futures trading. These are the core mechanics of risk management, and mastering them is absolutely essential.
So, what is leverage? Well, think of it as a tool that basically magnifies your trading power. It's like getting a short-term loan from the exchange. If you have $10 and you use 2x leverage, you're trading with $20. But, and this is a huge but, it's a double-edged sword. It magnifies your profits, sure, but it also magnifies your losses by the exact same amount.
Now, you're going to see exchanges tempting you at these crazy numbers like 100x or even 150x leverage. A disciplined trader just tunes that noise out. For our purposes, the absolute maximum leverage you should ever consider using is 5x. Anything higher, and you're just dramatically increasing your odds of getting wiped out by one little market hiccup. This is one of the most important decisions you'll make for any trade. With cross-margin, the system uses your entire futures wallet balance to keep a losing position from getting closed. This pushes your liquidation price way farther away, but it puts your whole account at risk. Isolated margin, on the other hand, contains the damage to only the money you put into that one trade. The catch? Your liquidation price is going to be much closer. And this example just makes that choice crystal clear. Look at this. For the exact same position size, a trade on cross-margin won't get liquidated unless the price of ETH crashes all the way down to $604. But on isolated, that same trade gets shut down at $2,600. So cross gives you a ton of breathing room, but it's at the risk of your entire wallet.
Okay, so we've set our risk parameters. Now it's time to actually step into the market with a solid plan.
Here's a fatal mistake that beginners make all the time: going all in on a single trade. The professional approach is to use only a small slice of your futures capital, let's say 25% for the actual position. That other 75%? That's your reserve margin. It just sits there, acting as a safety net that pushes your liquidation price super far away.
So, when you're ready to buy, you've got a choice. A limit order is you saying, I will only buy at this exact price or better. You're in control. The downside is, if the market moves away too fast, your order might never get filled. A market order is you shouting, get me in right now. You get in instantly, but you're at the mercy of whatever the current price is, which could be a little worse than you hope.
And this is the event our entire strategy is built to avoid. Liquidation is the game over screen. It's the exchange forcing your position closed because your losses have eaten through all your margin. Everything we've talked about, low leverage, cross margin, small position sizing, is designed to push this possibility as far away as we can. All right, finally, let's bring it all home with an advanced order type that helps solve one of the most frustrating problems in trading. Come on, we've all been there. You see a price drop, you think, this is it. This has got to be the bottom. And you jump in, and then you just watch in horror as the price keeps on falling. You've tried to catch a falling knife, and it never feels good.
This is where the trailing stop order comes in, but we're going to use it for our entry.
Instead of you trying to guess the bottom, you're telling the system to just wait for proof. It automates the whole process of waiting for confirmation that the downward slide is over and a reversal has actually started.
And this is how it works. It's actually brilliant. You set an activation price, where you want the system to start paying attention. Then you define a pullback percentage, say 3%. Once the price hits your activation level, the system just follows it down to its absolute lowest point. It will only place your buy order after the price has bounced up from that low by your 3% buffer. You're not buying the dip, you're buying the proof of a recovery.
So let's tie it all together. The professional approach is a system. It starts with a mindset. Capital protection is rule number 1. It's executed with discipline, low leverage, cross-margin, and small position sizing. And it's refined with smart tools, like using a trailing stop to get a much better entry. So there you have it, a repeatable, professional process for approaching the markets. The only question left is, now that you have these tools, which part of this discipline are you going to focus on first to really improve your own strategy?